Okay, today we're going to cook some country style ribs here at Whimsical Farm, and I thought we would do this step by step with a nice set of instructions. So we're going to start off with today the homemade starter fluid, and I've got this set up for us. We've got a nice measuring cup here. We're going to do 2 ounces of alcohol. I'm going to try to do this pretty precise. 2 ounces of alcohol. And we're going to do this a 1-to-1 ratio. We're going to use 2 ounces of the avocado oil. So we'll have a total of 4 ounces. We'll look for that to go up to about 4. And that's right where we want to be, right there, 4 ounces. So you can see that clearly. And I need to get me a nice little whisk. Let me look over here in my crazy Whimsical Farm area. This is what you got to use on this. You need a colored whisk. And you need to stir it up good like that. Look at that. And once you start stirring it, you want that alcohol, isopropyl alcohol. This is not a mixed drink. Do not drink alcohol. Don't drink isopropyl. Don't drink methanol. Don't drink ethanol. Don't drink any kind of alcohol. They're all poisonous. So we got that all blended up, mixed together. And the next step that we want to do is we want to have the right amount of charcoal. So let's get that going. We want to have step number 2 here is charcoal, counted 30 pieces of charcoal, and we're going to bank that up. So here we go with 30 pieces of charcoal. I measure this carefully, and we're going to set this in the old, this is an old Weber grill here. We're going to set this on the side, one side of the old Weber grill here. 30 pieces. Now I'm going to be pretty careful with this because we want them to all touch. This is our fire banked up on one side. We don't want any of these to be Lone Rangers to get out by themselves because they will not burn. So that's a pretty good group right there. I'm going to call that a good group. All off on one side. And we're going to go ahead and get our special mix here. This is our special mix. That's what we got here. We've got 2 ounces of alcohol, and we got 2 ounces of our special oil. And what that does is, the goal is to try to get the alcohol and the oil both to try to blend together and get them to soak into that briquette. And that will give that a good fire start. Now, I've got to where I don't even use my little propane lighters anymore, or butane lighters. I've got to where I use this right here. I like these little matches. These are nice. They're very long. I'm going to go ahead and start this right here. Look at that. Look at that. Ooh, see, now that lit up good. We'll go ahead and let it have that stick. It wants that stick real bad. Look at that thing burning. Boy, that thing is burning nicely. You can hear it. Clean the grill out good. I got all the junk out of the grill. We're going to run this thing wide open throttle so you can see the bottom throttle. All 3 vents are wide open. Now hopefully that'll go. And see, if you don't mix the oil in with alcohol, the alcohol will just flash fire. It'll burn up in no time, and it won't hang around long enough to light the charcoal. So, and the oil won't work by itself because it has to have enough heat to get it lit good. So I thought mixing the 2 together would be a real nice way to do that. Let's go ahead and back off over here. We'll get the grill. We've got to get the grill. And we'll put it on there. We'll put the junky side over there, the greasy side, let it burn up a little bit. We're going to be using a sad iron grill for these nice country style ribs. So that's got a good start to it. So now we'll let the fire do its thing. It'll sit over here and start to get white. They call these hand selected and hand trimmed, and I think they are. They're pretty good. Like them pretty good. Guys, let's look at the price. $11.26, price per pound, $4.14. And they call these pork shoulder butt country style ribs. Now, the reason I like these, in comparison to, let's say, the baby back ribs, the baby back ribs are going to cost you a little bit more money, and they take a lot more work. You're going to have to do either a 3-2-1 or low and slow at 250, It takes a lot of time to do those. So that's one of the reasons that I picked these, is because they're a lot faster to work with. So let's get these opened up. The prep time on this is real short because all I do is just a basic mustard and a little bit of dry rub that we like. So get these put out here. Let's just throw them out there on the old sad iron. This little grill that you're looking at here, this grate, was never designed to cook on. That's from the 1800s. It's called a sad iron tray, and its purpose was to put irons like you iron clothes with, and you put 2 irons on there, set that on top of your wood stove, and then what you could do is have one of them get hot and you start using it to iron with, and then about the time it'd get cold, you swap over to the other one. So you had one for heating up and one for working with. Let's go ahead and get a nice coat of just nice plain mustard, not using seasoned mustard. Just a nice coat of mustard, and all we're using this for, it's got a little vinegar flavor to it. Some people think it really tenderizes the meat. I think what it does more than anything is it gives your meat something for the seasoning to stick to good. So that's basically what I use it for. And we'll get that slathered and lathered and get it all over everything, including my hands. And we'll get a little coat of mustard on everything. That'll be quick, easy, fast, in a hurry. We'll take our time on this, though. There's no reason to be in a great big rush because it's going to cook pretty quick. So there's that. Now everybody's got a little bit of mustard on them. Now the very first thing that I do when I'm putting seasoning on, and this is something I've learned from professionals. I'm not a professional. I've only been doing this for a few years. But the first most important thing to put on is whatever's coarsest. So we're going to go with our black pepper. Black pepper is the coarsest of all of our seasoning. We want a good amount of black pepper. Some of that'll fall off. It'll definitely cook down and really flavor that meat up good. I'm going to go ahead and turn these over. I like to put a little bit on each side. Make that be super delicious. There we go. Got a paper towel here handy, so you don't get to see that part. I'm doing all kinds of tricky things in the background. Here's our black pepper. Black pepper goes good with pork, goes good with beef. I pretty much like it on everything. Okay, so there's our black pepper. Next on the list is our Great Value brand garlic. And this is pretty simple to do. It's less than $1 for that little container. It's just garlic powder. Give it a little wolf of garlic powder. There's some wolfing. And we're going to do the same thing with our onion. Got one hand on the camera and one hand operating the seasoning. So there's the garlic and the onion powder. And then last but not least, we want a little bit of Tony's. So you're going to see the Tony Caceres. I got the original flavor. Put a little bit of that on there. Don't want to go crazy with it. Just a nice sprinkle, to each their very own. I got some children eating with us today and some ladies, and they don't like it super seasoned. Now the last step is I've got some onions. I'm going to slide some onions in between these pieces for flavoring and also for a little bit of moisture. We're going to stick that like that. Stick that like that. These will brown. These onions will shrink down a little bit. That one lost his core. Let me see if I can get his core back. I want that core to be in there too. There's a core. And we're almost done with that part. Let's see if I can get that to move over a little bit. Move over a little bit for me, buddy. Close our pepper. And see how fast that prepped? I mean, that prepped out fast. I got a couple little scrap pieces of onion. We'll throw them off to the side. We don't want to waste anything. And there is our prepped tray of food. Now, like I said before, I really, really like these country style ribs because everything on them goes so fast. You don't have to have the length of time it takes to do a baby back rib. I like baby back ribs. I've done the 3, 2, and 1. I've done with foil. I've done without foil. No matter what you do, it takes a long time because you're cooking at a temperature at 250. Sometimes people will go 275 or 3. But I found 250 works good on the baby back. But on these, you can run these up to 400, 475. You're not going to hurt a thing. Review this step number 4. I've got the country ribs versus the baby back. More meat, quicker and easier to cook, just as tasty. They got a great texture to chew, but they're never tough. Now, I really like these a lot. I like these ribs a lot, and let's check this fire, see what it looks like. That fire is going good. No problem with the fire. I see some flames. I see some charcoal lit. We don't want to waste any of that fire. Sometimes you let these fires go all the way down to where it's all white, but we don't want to do that on this. We'll go ahead and set this grill in there. Got just enough room. We'll put it on the far side, way away from the fire. And then we're going to put on, let's see, we did our mustard coat, our black pepper, Tony, onion, garlic. Let's go to number 6. Number 6. Load on the sad iron with onion pieces. We did that. Fire control, wide open throttle on the top and bottom vents. Got that set. Now we want to load the food. Step 8, load the food with 1 cup of applewood chips on top of the grate. So let's do that. Here's our applewood. 1 cup, heaping cup. These will light. Some are going to fall through and some will light in place, but I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle those right on the top. This just makes it a little bit easier. You could pull the grate back and put it in there, but those will catch on fire in no time. That's going to make a really nice smoke. And then the next step we want to do, you can see those are going to burn, and we don't want them to burn up. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put our probe in, and I've got it set for a temperature of 190. There's my little digital gauge. You can see the temperature there starting to drop because those came out of the fridge. That'll drop on down. So we're going to take it up to 190, and that's going to be some delicious country style ribs. Put that on this side. We got that wide open, and the bottom is wide open. Won't take long. We'll have some good smoke coming out of those vents. And we'll be right back here in a few minutes to check that out. Let that cook about 30 minutes, and we'll keep a very close eye on this temperature here. So we'll be back in about 30 minutes and see what she looks like. Over and out for now. Okay, let's start off with taking a look at the temperature. It's been about 30 minutes. You can see that meat is coming up fast, 153. Let's have a quick look. I know looking ain't cooking, but when you're videoing, people want to see what you're doing. Oh, look at that. Somebody threw a handful of wood chips on there. 1 more cup of the nice applewood chips, and the meat's looking good. We're going to shut that down. I don't want to lose 1 BTU of that heat. And we're just closing the lid and let that smoke. So that'll be looking really good here. You can see that fire blazing away in there through the vent, and it won't take it long to burn up most of the oxygen in there. Enough where it'll have to back off and start to smoke. It won't take it long. Look at that beautiful smoke. Wow, that's some good looking stuff. Love that smoke. So we'll have some applewood smoke. That temperature will keep on climbing, 154. I got the alarm set for 190. So we'll be back in about another 30 minutes, and we'll be done in an hour total. Over and out for now. Well, I'm happy to report that alarm is going off, but we did not blow up. We did not go too high. Look at that. My set point was 190, and we've only gone 2 degrees over. Let's go ahead and shut this bad boy down so we don't have to hear it the rest of the night. And our family brought some postley kielbasa by to add to it. So I had to build a little bit more fire, and I actually threw some briquettes on the top. Never done that in my life. And look what happened. Good Lord, that is some delicious looking food right there. Wow, the ribs are done. The postley kielbasa is done, and I got to go get a heavier, bigger tray, another pan to bring all in the house. But I just wanted to say at the end of this, I am very thankful for somebody that brought us some more meat to add to the ribs, and it looks delicious, nice and dark, not overcooked. Wow, that's delicious looking. So we're going to take this in the house and say a nice blessing over it. Thank the Lord for it and wolf it. So thank y'all for watching. We really appreciate it. Please tap that like and subscribe. Wish you had some smell vision and taste vision. So